He's like, why don't he wants to drive the tractor, I think. How you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. It's a beautiful day here. I'll show you a little bit of the outside. You can see it's sunny. You can't see the temperature, but it's about 60 degrees. It is the middle of November. I will take that day all day, every day. Today, we are inside because we're going to change the oil in this 2020 2025r. It's a 2020 year, model number 2025r, John Deere. John space Deere. John Deere. Yep. So, today we are going to do that. I'm going to change the engine oil. And in the next video, I'm going to change the hydraulic oil. This has, how many hours we got on this? 282 and a half. So, the engine oil was changed at 166 hours, I think it was. I had a service done. Everything but the hydraulic oil was done at 166 hours. I changed the hydraulic oil at 100 hours, I think. Yeah, at 100 hours. So, pardon me. I have a frog in my throat. No, I did not eat a frog. So there's the oil filter. If you can see, there we go. So first, this video is going to be the oil filter. And hey, that was about a year ago, really, a little over a month ago. So I put 120 hours on this last year. Basically, all because of this building. I used it to dig it out, to do everything. So got a lot more time on it than it did last year, or there's a lot more hours on it than I would usually put on it. So anyways, back to the oil change. So it's got 166 hours. It has 120 hours on this oil change. I don't foresee anything being wrong. This is just a good time to change it. I've got the parts. I'm done using it for a while for the hard heavy use. So I thought, why not just finish the hard heavy use out, change it after that, see how the oil looks, and go on my way doing other things. So today we're going to do that. So the oil filter is over here. Dun, 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 right there by the fuel filter, which I don't need to change today. So what I do is I take my key, this thing right here, stick it in this little, stick it in there, and use that to pop my hood. Now look at that, dust everywhere. Dust everywhere. So I do need to check the air filter, but that's for another day. One thing at a time. So here's the engine. Good night. Got stuff everywhere here. Oh. So that right there is the oil fill. And where's my oil? Oh man, tipped over my box. All right, goodness. So there's the motor oil. I went to the dealer, and this is what they gave me. Dun, 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 dun. So let's see here. All right, so this is what the dealer gave me for my tractor. The oil filter, and then this engine oil. So pause it, do what you need to do with it there. But those are basically the two main components of an engine oil change. And well, before we get into that, look at this. Look at this. That bar isn't supposed to be bent. It's supposed to be straight. And apparently, I don't know, well, I do know what happened. I got a tree caught in between here and here, and the tractor's too dang strong, and it's bent it. So apparently it either broke this pin, or somehow the pin's gone, and that is why it broke. So I kind of suspect that the pin was already gone before I got the tree stuck in there, because if it was still in there, I can't see it breaking that like that. So I'm guessing the pin was already gone. When the tree got in there, it didn't have anything to hold it from pulling out. So when I got the tree in there, it just bent and pulled. So that's my assumption, but that's all it is. This is an assumption. So here we are. Oil change. I will get my oil bucket. Actually, that's about a third full, so I need to get a different one. There's my oil buckets. Let me get my gloves on. Okay. Yeah, we'll see you in a little bit. I'm gonna get everything set up because I don't have a camera holder. All right. My bucket may be slightly too tall. That's a concern, but I will not let that deter me from getting my job done. I will probably just use it and spill oil a little bit. So, next step, get the socket size that takes the oil plug out. Alrighty, it's at 11/16, but I opened up my socket set and I don't have a wrench in there, a socket wrench in there. So I've got these. Do I have, all I need is a socket wrench. It's probably not down. It's probably, I found it. This is actually a breaker bar, but it'll work. And I say that because I'm gonna spend the time to go get the other stuff, because I've done this before and I know what you do. Just don't strip it, don't over tighten it. You just take it out. So this breaker bar will go into my 11/16 socket here. There. And that will take the oil plug out. See ya at the next step. I'll just take you with me. What the hell? I'll just take you with me. Oh, all right. So I'm on the, what side of the tractor is this? This would be the right side if you're sitting in the driver's seat. If you look under there, that right there is the plug, and it is an 11/16. Well, an 11/16 fits it, I should say. So now I'm gonna put the phone down because I cannot do this with one hand. I've got it loosened. Most people would do this with gloves, but why would you do that when you can get your hands all oily? All right, I don't know if you can see that, but that's the drain plug. The oil is warm because I drove it to warm it up. All right, come on, Betsy. Oh, I feel the oil everywhere. Come on. Out. All right. All right, there's the plug. We're gonna take the plug and put it on my truck hood. All right, it looks really good. So I wiped it off a little bit. Didn't see any signs of foul play or wear. So we're gonna clean it up and let the oil drain. And once it drains, we're gonna put the plug back in, take the filter off. We'll probably take the filter off while it's draining and then replace it. So we'll see you then. All right, we're back. We're taking the filter off. There's the dipstick as well that we will use to check the oil. Oh man. Oh, so strong. Not strong enough with just one hand. Okay, I had to use these bad boys because those John Deere techs are super strong and I couldn't get it off there with my computer hands. So let's check the oil. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just dripping ever so slightly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the plug back in, and then I'm gonna move the bucket over under the oil filter right there, slide it over so it drips anything that it drips out into the bucket. So far, I haven't spilled anything. There we go. All right, so plug is back in. I don't know the torque spec, so if you came here looking for the torque spec, I apologize, I don't have it. But a quick Google search could probably return you a solid A+ answer. And I have now got oil in here. And I just, I park it inside, so if there's an oil leak, I will know. My main concern was just not stripping it out. So there you have it. Now I've got my 5-gallon bucket here, and I'm gonna try to move it where it's under that oil filter. All right, here's my new oil filter. I put some oil on the ring. That's how I do it. That's how I've always done it, so that's what I did. So now I'm gonna thread her on, and yes, there is a paper towel right there. Now I'm gonna move that paper towel out of there, and get her on there. And then I'm gonna get my glove on and give her a good snug. All right, and it's official. I spoke too soon. I spilled a bunch of oil. Couldn't get my bucket under there. If you're sitting on level ground, which I am, there's that steering column that you can see right there. It's got oil dripping off of it. That is not high enough for a 5-gallon bucket to slide under, which it needed to be to get under far enough to catch the oil from the oil filter. So now I'm gonna clean up the oil, and next step is to fill the, the oil. I'm not gonna mess with writing a date on there. That's a great thing to do. I'm not gonna mess with it because I do this once a year anyways, so I don't really care when it was changed. Anyways, here we are. So next step is clean that up and then fill it with oil. Good golly, you know what? You spill some oil on some fresh concrete, she shines it right up. Looks real nice. Maybe I'll coat my whole concrete floor with oil. Let me know in the comments if that's a good idea. Alrighty then. We now need to remove that filler cap. We have put the oil filter on. We have put the dipstick back in. I don't think I filmed myself taking the dipstick out. Hopefully you can do that on your own. If you can't, you got to be taking this to John Deere or somewhere else to have the oil changed. So, plug is in, filter's in, dipstick's in. That needs to come off. There's the used oil. She's pretty dark, although it does have a reflection, and you cannot tell how dark it is when I'm shining the camera on it. But the oil looked good. No signs of anything that needed further investigation. I take my used oil. I use this 5-gallon bucket. I've got a lid right here. I take it to the local auto parts store and put it in their used oil disposer. So I'm gonna combine now. Let that drip out of there, because that was used oil from another oil change. Changed a lot of oil in this household. While we're looking, look at my battery. There you go. We're powering this with sunlight. Sunlight! Oh, got a little hootis there that needs cleaned up. Hey, look how shiny that makes the floor. It's beautiful. All right. I am not going to record myself putting oil in because I can't do it with one hand. So I will come back to you when I'm done. we are in a predicament. My oil funnel will not reach because it is too fat to fit between that and that. And I do remember this from before now. So what we're gonna do, probably use some cardboard. All right. So, all right. So I found this. I've had a heavy duty oil stabilizer. Put this in that old Ford truck right there. Thing, it runs like a champ. This is empty. So I'm gonna cut the end off and use this as a funnel, because if my calculations are correct, that should be plenty good. All right, there's that. It is not perfect, but it's in the hole. So as long as I go slow, it should be fine. All right, she is ready to rock and roll. I wasn't paying attention. Whoop, got the oil cap back on her. I wasn't paying attention and put too much oil in it. So I'm draining some oil because she was over full. We don't want that. We want her right to the top of her. We want her full, but not over full. So I'm draining a little bit of oil out of it. To do that, I just loosen the drain plug, and the oil seeps out real slow. The more you loosen it, the faster it comes, right? So I'm gonna do that and call it a day, and gonna end the video here. So I appreciate y'all watching, liking, subscribing. Like I said, earlier in the video, I'm going to put a transmission change, a hydraulic oil change out, a video out here shortly. And one reason I don't think it's actually called for yet with the hours, but what I've got going on here is I got myself a leak, so I'm going to just change it and clean everything up and see if I can figure out where it's coming from. I suspect it's coming from that little hose right there with where the clamps are. So we will hopefully figure that out and have a resolution for that the next video. But appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing. Have a great day. Wonderful holiday season with your family.